Information now for a press conference we believe is about this ceasefire. Let's listen in.
Samah Shukri. The committee has been formed in 2022. It's a joint committee presided over by both foreign ministers of both countries for more consultation and boosting cooperation in all fields and domains. The state of Qatar is the current president of the 44th session of the Gulf Cooperation Council. His Excellency, the Prime Minister, Foreign Minister, will preside over the Ministerial Council on this coming Sunday in Saudi Arabia, and he will deliver his inaugural speech, being the president of this session. And in addition to that, in Riyadh, there will be the meeting of the ministerial level meeting between the GCC member states with the participation of the Kingdom of Jordan and the Egypt, and His Excellency will preside over these sessions, representing the state of Qatar and the chairman of the Qatari delegation, the president of this session. This week, or start of next week, on Monday, the 4th of March, His Excellency, the Prime Minister, will head to Washington to present the Qatar delegation for the strategic dialogue meetings between Qatar and America, and the delegation will include a lot of officials. This dialogue has been established in 2014, and this is the 6th session. They aim at coordination in all fields and domains: the health and the humanitarian aid, human rights, climate, trade, commerce, culture, and education, and boosting the strategic cooperation between both countries. The dialogue will include so many sessions, and a number of sessions will be added in the field of international cooperation, economy, commerce, trade, and investment, combating terrorism, cooperation in the field of defense, culture, planning, consular affairs, human rights, and the strategic liaison and the humanitarian aid. And undoubtedly, His Excellency will meet some American officials. On top of them, Antony Blinken, the U.S. Secretary of State, during his visit. His Excellency, Minister of State for International Cooperation, Ms. Majed Al Ansari, during her participation in the 55th session of the Human Council in Geneva, she asked for the immediate ceasefire and the cessation of fire, and she shed some lights on the failure of the Security Council to pass a ceasefire resolution. And Sudan also needs a lot of efforts in a political immediate solution in order to stop more deterioration in the level of the interior level and the exterior level. And also, she said, Syria needs a lot of efforts to unify things, and she condemned the violations against the Rohingya, and she hoped for re-electing Qatar for the Council from 2025 till 2027. On Monday, the 26th of February, Her Excellency has taken part in the Lyman Conference, and she talked about the challenges, and she condemned the genocide crimes committed by Israel in Gaza and confirmed the right of every country to have the proper energy. Also, regarding the humanitarian situation in the Gaza Strip, His Excellency also focused on this, particularly the crisis in Rafah, and confirmed the need to stop in Israeli incursion in Rafah. On the sidelines of these meetings, she met Riyad al-Maliki, the Foreign Minister of Palestine, Abdullah Yahya, Minister of Foreign Affairs in Qatar, and she will meet today with Minister Park, the Executive Director of the International Campaign to cancel the nuclear weapons, and the Foreign Minister of Netherlands, and the Deputy Foreign Minister of Italy for international cooperation. Then she will move to Antalya to take part in the Antalya diplomatic meeting from the 1st to the 3rd of March. Dr. Mohammed Abdul Aziz, Minister of State and the Foreign Minister, met on Tuesday, the 20th of February, with Andres Motzfeldt, Minister of State in the Foreign Ministry in Norway, and His Excellency David Sutherfield, the American private special envoy to the Middle East. This all what I have, and if you have any questions, I'll be ready. Mohammed Al Qadim from Al Jazeera Mubashir. Thank you, Dr. Majed. The statement of Biden yesterday that are optimistic, and the reservations of Hamas, according to Osama Hamdan, where are now the mediation efforts? And is there a real breakthrough, and this can lead to more optimism? We are still waiting for the announcement of the agreement within days. Thank you. Regarding the mediation, at the time being, or for the time being, as we have said before, so many developments have occurred, and the meetings that have been dealt with through the media. We don't have particular thing to announce today, but we feel optimistic, and the ongoing talks are there amongst the parties concerned, but there is no particular development for the time being. We are still within the framework of the mediation. We heard some statements here and there through the media outlets. Is the visit of His Highness the Emir to France will be accompanied by a solid result or breakthrough in this effort of mediation. Particularly, there are meetings in Paris regarding the Gaza summit that will be held in Algeria, and His Highness the Emir will take part as well. Or are there any particular steps in this connection? Regarding the visit of His Highness the Emir to France, it's a Minister of State and is related to the bilateral relations between the two countries. Regarding the Algeria summit, I have no documented idea for the time being, and I will tell you later if I have. We have seen during the last few hours some development or some incident regarding the meeting of His Highness the Emir with Ismail Haniyeh, chief of the political bureau of Hamas in Doha, and a visit by a delegation from Israel to Doha. Also, His Highness the Emir is in a visit now to Paris. Can we have any connection between these events, and can we expect a ceasefire or truce, or even a sort of a cessation before the month of Ramadan? As I said, we don't have anything now to announce. The efforts are being made. Meetings are ongoing on all levels, and as we said, we need to be optimistic, but we don't have certain thing to announce now. I have a question regarding the starvation in Gaza, and this starvation matter, is the starvation matter contained within the mediation efforts? Yes, undoubtedly. The international community as a whole is clearly standing against the starvation in Gaza Strip, not only on the north, but in the entire of Gaza Strip. We have seen videos that reflect this painful humanitarian position in Gaza. Thousands and thousands of people without water, without food, without electricity, without even the basic things for a normal life. It is a catastrophe that we should not give a blind eye to it, not only within the talks, but we have said that always that the humanitarian side must be always there. What is going on in Gaza is a violation to the international laws, international norms, international agreements, and it is painful to see this part as as included in the mediation talks, but undoubtedly, as I said, the humanitarian side in Gaza is part of our efforts. Despite the Israeli negative reactions and the situation of Hamas and 3 American vetoes, but Biden still say that there might be a truce on Monday. Is this the result of the Paris talks, or it is something from President Biden? And the Israeli silence, does it mean Israel accepts that? Another question regarding the content of the ICG and the Israelis' secret replies. Do you think one day we will know more about this? I'll start by saying that no comment regarding the current talks and negotiations. Regarding what has been said by Biden, probably to ask the White House is better. But let me say that the efforts are ongoing, meetings and talks are ongoing, and all parties are involved. But we hope that the secession will be today, before tomorrow, but we don't have anything particular to say. Mohammed Fal from Al Jazeera English. I want to ask about the delivery of the humanitarian aid to Gaza. We had some news that the Jordanians have airdropped some humanitarian aid on the Gaza beach, and this was really difficult, and people have used little boats to go deep into the sea to get some aid like flour and other things. Doha has sent humanitarian aid in cooperation with the French officials. Do you have any green light that say that these aid will enter Gaza, will go to Gaza? Has the Israelis, or have the Israelis submitted any flexibility to the negotiators? We appreciate the efforts of every country, regional countries, international countries, to deliver the humanitarian aid to the Gazans. The lift that has been made to send Qatari humanitarian aid to Gaza, challenges regarding these humanitarian aid are ongoing, and yesterday some reports were saying that almost half of these humanitarian aid have entered only, and on the daily work and efforts being exerted, the Palestinian Red Crescent said that 24 hours or 48 hours will be a halt of this delivery, and the situation is deteriorating, and undoubtedly the international community must be serious in dealing with this matter. This is a clear violation to the international law, and this must be dealt with in a clear way. We haven't seen a real pressure by the international community in this regard. Aid must enter without limits and without restrictions, and still the talks are ongoing regarding facilitating delivering humanitarian aid to the Gazan people.
Thank you. And there you were listening to Majed Al Ansari, the spokesperson for the Foreign Ministry. We have been listening very closely, or waiting for the Foreign Ministry in Qatar to speak, which is why we went there, thinking they might have more information about the ongoing negotiations, if they were ongoing, between all of the stakeholders regarding the war on Gaza. Confirmation, of course, from our correspondent in occupied East Jerusalem that the Israeli delegation is in Doha. Non-committal, certainly from the spokesperson here, to say that they are here, but he said all sides are talking to each other. Mediation efforts continue. There's no real breakthrough, he said, no particular announcement to make. We are optimistic, but there are no developments. Mohammed Val, our correspondent, who was in that news conference as well, also asking about the aid drop made by the Jordanians, which landed just off the coast. We've got pictures of that later coming in the programme. Of course, Gazans rushing into the water to try and collect most of that.